Hey guys, I'm Clint Flair Woo and welcome to another Division build video. Today we're going to talk about a new meta. It is 1.8.3, which means goodbye striker, hello new builds, hello build diversity. I'm going to talk about a build that I feel is the new meta. Something if you've not got the pieces for, go and farm for it straight away. If you have, get it rolled very similar to how I've got it and go in the DZ and go and start wrecking. I've used this in a group and it melts, it really does. Me and a few friends from a community I'm in, we absolutely smashed out the DZ. We were owning players like no tomorrow. This build is insane, extremely strong. So what build am I talking about? Let's have a look. Okay, here is my Banshee 5-piece. And the pair of gloves I'm wearing are Savage gloves. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll start with a weapon. Weapon of choice is the house. On the house, what talents I'm using Unforgiving, I'm using Deadly, I'm using Card Counter, and the weapon attachments primarily baked crit hit chance and crit hit damage. Okay, there you go. My secondary is my tactical ACR. Why I'm using that? Because it's got some very cool talents which are needed in 1.8.3, which is predatory to get that heal back. I'm using sustained, which again gives me a little bit of increase of health by 6%, and determined. Again, if I pop my super, whether it be recovery link, survival link, or even tack link, then killing NPCs with this will generate a smaller cooldown. So I'll get my skills back quicker. Really handy. Again, I don't use this on players, there's no need. This is all about using it on NPCs. Okay, so we'll start with the chest piece. It's a Banshee Chest. It is rolled into firearms with EDR, health and ammo capacity. The mods I'm using, this is the same throughout the build. It is stamina, crit hit chance. 2 god roll pieces just there. Okay, my mask, let's have a look. Banshee again, it's crit hit chance, blind death resistance. If I could change that, I'd change it to burn resistance. Be quite handy in this patch. And the mod I'm using, again, is stamina, crit hit chance. Onto my knee pads, again Banshee, we're looking, it's firearms with crit hit damage, damage to elites, disorient resistance and burn resistance on there. Now the mods I'm using a stamina crit chance and a first aid self-heal performance mod. Onto the holster, it is crit hit chance and a first aid self-heal performance mod. And my Savage gloves, and I use this to get this extra bit of crit. Okay, so I've got crit hit chance, crit hit damage and SMG damage, and it's rolled into stamina. As you can see, this is nowhere near min-max, so there's still rife to get this better and stronger. Onto the backpack, it is rolled into firearms with health, ammo capacity, and the mods I'm using, firearms crit hit chance, and 2 first aid self-heal mods as well. Now, that's the gear. If you're not too sure what Banshee does, we'll go through the bonuses. Bonus 2 is looted DC funds by 20%. I don't use it for this at all whatsoever, so it's just a nice to have. Set bonus 3 is 10% damage to targets out of cover. Set bonus 4 is while rogue, all ammo is completely refilled every 30 seconds. Damage taken from non-rogue players reduced by 10%. Really key, really handy. While not rogue, damage to rogue players increased by 10%. This bonus increased to 20% for 10 minutes after being killed by a rogue. Okay, you can see this where this really ties in and marries well with Unforgiving. So if I get taken down by a rogue player, there's a 20% extra piece of damage what I'm going to deal on rogues. I've got Unforgiving on there as well, so if my health goes down into the last segment, that's 25% extra damage. You can see where this is all going now. And you've also got the house with card counter. This deals an insane amount of damage. Really top tier. Okay, so bonus 5, an extra 20% looted DC funds. You don't need them, but you do need is an extra 5% damage to targets out of cover. Extremely handy for any build, and that's why I use the 5-piece. That marries really well with Savage gloves, which extra crit chance. So if we look at my character settings, okay, so my crit chance is 51%. This is not including the bonus from Savage gloves, which is 7%. So my critic chance of targets out recover is 58%. Very, very nice. My critic damage is 121%. Extremely strong. It's not up there as 136, which is cap, but it's still extremely useful, extremely powerful on this build. We'll go through the abilities. What I'm rolling with Booster Shot. Again, I'll use that for extra damage. Again, because I've got a 6% first aid self-heal mod, gives me a little bit of extra toughness as well. But it's not there to give me that health, it's there to give me that oomph, that punch that I can take players down. I'm using a support station. Now, obviously we're aware the old drop and pop is non-existent, doesn't work anymore. If you do drop and pop, you get a smidgen of health, so I wouldn't recommend it in any shape or form. But what I would recommend is making sure you have an immunizer support station. Predator is returned. Pred's back. I've got a sneaking suspicion a lot of players who were striker players before have opted to go for the Predator build. 9k stam. So support station immunizer is key, is really, really key now. So what I would say is I would leave it down for a minimum of 10 seconds. That will give you back a decent proportion of health. You stretch that to 15, you'll get a little bit more. So the longer it's down, the longer it's active for, then make sure you pop it. Okay, it's got a lifetime of 23 seconds, and ideally you want to pop it about 15 to get a nice chunk of health. What agents might do, they might try and target it, but again, I think at the minute it's all about taking the player down, so that support station is going to be left there. Obviously in time that may change, but in all honesty I feel support station immunizer is key. Okay, talents I'm running with adrenaline, again something to block out pred. I'm running critical save. I'm running strike back to get my skills back quicker, and lastly I'm running on the move. Okay, this is a beast, it really is. Solo, whether it be in a group, this is top tier. For me, this is meta. This is what you should build if you want to go merking in the DZ. It absolutely melts. So take a look at the gameplay footage. It is cracking. It's really good. I've got plenty more builds that I'm going to bring out. Strong this new patch. But as always, if you enjoy the video, drop a like, highly appreciated. And if you enjoy my content, then please smash the sub button, because I've got so much more that I want to offer, I want to give out to you guys. But above all, enjoy.
Messing with my head again. You had your heart set on me, but these feels, they come and go, and they come so easily. Tell me what it is about you that I can't forget, but you're breaking down my walls again, just to thing.